Hey everybody, it's Rory from ANS Gear, and we're looking at a gun today, or rather we're looking at a version of a gun today, a variant of a gun. This is the Etha 2 with the PAL compatible, or the PAL upgrade inside of it. So it has the PAL option in it. Now, we've already done videos with the Etha 2 in the past, but we wanted to show you the PAL part inside there and just show you what it does and how it physically functions, so you have an idea of what you're getting if you're picking up an Etha 2 with the PAL option on it. So here it is. Here's the gun, and if you're just looking at this gun, unless you knew what to exactly look for, you would have a hard time deciding or deciphering that it's different than the other one, because everything else on the gun looks just like the standard Etha 2, except for the feed neck. If you look at the feed neck, you can see that it is slightly wider at the front rather than being rounded all the way around right there. It has this part that kind of bulges out and sticks forward in the trigger, or in the feed neck right there. And that's where the PAL system sits inside of there. So what the PAL is, or what the PAL system is as the gun shoots, as the bolt moves forward, let me see if I can get this out of here without having to get a tool out. Pop this thing out of here. So here's our gun, or our bolt, and it sits inside here like this. So when this moves forward and back, it's going to come across the breech and it's going to push air out the gun. So as the gun shoots, any kind of back pressure, any I don't want to call it excess air, but any back pressure that the bolt creates as it's shooting the ball out the gun right there, is going to be funneled up through the feed neck. Now, when that goes forward, they've drilled a hole. I'm going to show you that by taking the feed neck off, and I'll show you the part that's inside there. So we've got this little rod now. And so our feed neck sits right on top right here. This push rod fits up through the bottom of the feed neck, and you can see that it comes out the top of the feed neck right there. And as the bolt comes forward and forces some of that air up through the body, so they've drilled a hole in the actual body and the outside glass reinforcement of the GRN body. So you've actually, I don't know if you're familiar with it, but on the Etha 2, there's the inner body, which is aluminum, and then it sits inside of this glass reinforced nylon body, the outer body, or the shell. So they've put a passageway through the shell and the aluminum body, just a tiny pinhole, which allows the air to escape up through there. And when you pull the trigger, that air that would normally just go out to atmosphere gets funneled up through the top right there, and it's going to cause this rod to jump up. So it's going to go boom, 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 boom. It's so slight, and you can't even see it when it happens with your eye. It's so quick. But what this is being used for is their PAL compatible loader. When this pops up, it pushes a device in the loader and causes the loader to shake and agitate on the inside, which just keeps the paintballs falling freely down the feed neck and into the gun. So this is basically an automatic way to keep shaking your loader and making sure that paint is always freely falling down and not being stuck and binding on each other just from gravity or from the balls touching each other. So this is just automatically causing the loader to just jiggle every time that it's fired. And so every time it shoots, this goes boom, boom, boom. It jumps up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down like that when the gun is fired, going up into the loader, pushing on the device in the loader, causing it to feed better. Now, this PAL system, it's not going to work with anything other than a PAL compatible loader. But you can use any loader you want on this gun. You do not need to use a PAL compliant loader. You can use a Halo, you could use a rotor, you could use a Prophecy, you can use a TFX. It doesn't matter what you put on there. But if you want to get the best, I don't want to say the best results, but if you want to get the full use of the options that are on the gun, using the PAL system, you get the PAL loader and you can combine the two and have a great feeding loader for a drastic reduction in price as far as loaders are concerned. The PAL loaders are very, very cheap compared to a battery operated force feeding loader. So that's what it is. The PAL is a very simple system. It basically is just a piston that is using the air that is already moving through the gun to activate a little device that just helps keep the loader feeding freely and consistently into the marker without any kind of extra electronics in the loader itself. So an Etha 2 with the PAL system, that's how it works. Very, very simple. Pick one of these up and pick up the PAL loader at ansgear.com.